I'm in the car office today. As I mentioned last week, my appointment in Hastings was the only one of the ones you have to wait for months and months to get, and he is in doing that right now. So it means that I can have a sneaky catch up with you all. Because he's hopefully going to be about another half an hour. He hasn't texted me yet to say come up and get him. So here I am. I have found a nice quiet car park. So hopefully you can hear me all right. Please let me know, because as you can see, I've had to, make do. And I swear people are going to walk past and wonder what on earth I am doing. But that's okay. Good morning, everybody. Yes. So how is everyone's weekend? I've been sitting opposite the building that my son has got his appointment in. There are some lovely, there's very old park. I'm in Hastings today, very old park, and there's these beautiful old on those underneath some trees that have just sort of flowered and blossomed. I did actually do a little bit of knitting while I've been making a myriad of photos I had to do this morning for work. And honestly, I have the only knitting I have done since I spoke to you guys on Thursday is seriously 2 rows in my Shoji, and that is it. But 2 rows is better than no rows at all, is it not? So yes, I have been doing very, very little, but I have been keeping up to date with everyone's MCALs, and I have to say, without showing you anything, if you're not there yet through clue 1 and you're heading into clue 2, I really do love the way the colours and the shapes are coming out. Very sort of, it's got very much a modern 1980s art vibe going on, which I have to admit I might like. So I hopefully once the old noodle is feeling a little bit better, dive into that shawl and get it done, because so far I have to say it's looking great. And off air, after I got off air with Ethan Thursday, he did say to me, he said, honestly, I think this is his best yet. So, that's high praise from the man himself, from Ethan. And for all of you who joined us on Thursday, well, the conversation went in a direction that neither of us were expecting. But, that is the nature of the beast with Ethan and I. But it was great. He is such an inspiration, I think, for so many of us. He certainly does give me the kick in the pants that I need from time to time, and vice versa. And I think it's, really good to let everybody know. So many of you reached out to both him and me after last week's broadcast, and a lot of us are feeling we're struggling. We're struggling with everything going on, and I'm not even in Auckland. I at least can get out and about and go to appointments and picnics and do things that so many of us can't do at the moment, which is that is, I think, is, dare I say it, there is a very, very fine line between kindness and cruelty. And I think I'll leave it there. And I do wonder whether or not that line has become a little blurred. It will be intriguing to see. So, it's been a funny old week. But the good news is, there's always good news at Skeinz. We have had a lot of yarn, and we had a lot coming on Friday. So Claire I was on the phone. I've had half an hour on the phone with Claire this morning, even though I'm there this afternoon. She wants me to let you know that it looks like almost all the Albertine colours are in. So those new season colours that you guys loved so much and literally sold out the door within a month of us having them. The second batches of those are now back in, and they are just utterly fine. We love them. So that is great news. Also, too, we are looking at doing, I'm pulling a news, when I get back to work this afternoon, I'll be putting a news together, and we will be doing something for you to go through the weekend, because of course it's a long weekend for everybody this weekend. For those of you in the upper North Island, it'll probably feel like same shit, same day, but there is that holiday weekend. While I'm here, to let you know, we will be Skeinz will be closed the entire 4 days. 4 days, you say, Marie? Yes. because here in Hawke's Bay, Friday is Hawke's Bay Anniversary Day. So that also means that the warehouse will be closed. When I say the warehouse, I mean the Skeinz warehouse, not Te Warewhare, but the Skeinz warehouse will be closed for those 4 days as well. So we'll be accepting orders, but don't panic if you get into next week and you think, why don't I have my order just yet? If you ordered at the end of this week, and that will be why. It's because, you know, we get that extra day off, lucky us. But the sad news is for us here that, you know, with this crazy coof, they have gone and cancelled our spring show, and I see the Blossom Festival was cancelled this morning here in Hastings. So, you know, it's a bit like everything else, isn't it? We all just have to chug along and sort of entertain ourselves. I think with some very, very good knitting, I think is definitely on the cards to do. Gosh, I've got everyone from all over here this morning. This is amazing. I've got Mochawaker. I know I've got some Americans in the house. I saw Sian was first in this morning from over in New South Wales. Good morning, Sian. So everyone is here. So that is so good to see everyone here today. Oh, hey, Lynn, the fabulous Lynn from Happy Go Knitting's here. Hi, Lynn. So good to see you. So good to see you. So I'll show you Shoji because I've got it here because I'm sitting out on the park bench. Can you hear the birds? Because I'm sitting, you can see the tree. Can you see the tree? Yeah, but they're sitting right there tweeting up a storm. I have to admit, this is one of the beautiful things about living in the provinces, right? I'm literally parked right outside the building that my son's got an appointment in. Parked this way. You've got to love that. You don't get it in the bigger cities. Yay, the province. The joy of the provinces. So yes, I did actually knit a couple of rows of Shoji, and it's really funny, you know. So this is Shoji by Noragon. It is a cocoon cardigan done with a very a very sort of origami style. So you sort of fold it around. So I'm at the portion where it's the piece I'm in. It's just lots of knitting the same thing. And in a way, actually taking a break, because I took a break from this in order to knit the Nanook in Kelly & Co, which I ripped through in 2 weeks. Absolutely, completely loved that thing. Totally loved it. But it was, you know, it was really, really good. So that's my Shoji there. Maureen, no, I won't be doing another video when I get back to the office because I will be literally hitting the ground running. You're saying it's a bit choppy. Is it the audio that's choppy or the video that's choppy? Because at this stage, at my end, it's showing that it's all right, but I see, of course, I don't know what it's doing at everyone else's ends. But this is my Shoji. So that's the Shoji. So, of course, I'm at this portion where I'm just doing lots of the same thing. Oh, that's really interesting. It's showing a little slight, oh no, it's a shadow. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. And the funny thing is with it is that I was getting more than halfway through this long portion. And I got to the point where it was sort of getting a bit tedious. But now that I haven't had it knitted for several weeks, and I've picked it back up, it's actually transitioned from both tedious to calming, because it is actually something that I know, and it's a pattern that's quite straightforward, and it's actually quite rhythmic, and I'm actually quite enjoying it again, which not I'd stopped enjoying it, but I had jumped on to things more exciting. So I am, now that I'm sort of back to it, I am going to make sure that I want to get this finished because I am really, really enjoying it. Do we get guaranteed that if you buy, we'll be able to use more of it? Barbara, you're a hoot. Barbara just says if we buy a 2022 diary, will we be able to guarantee that we get to use more than an eighth of it? I know it feels a bit like that these days, doesn't it? You know, I've always been somebody that has my diary is always very full. I've got children, you know, so that is just the nature of the beast when you've got kids, and mine don't drive yet, so there's lots of taking them here and taking them there and doing all of those sorts of things. And we've always traveled a lot as a family, partially for work, for me, both me and the other business I'm involved with my husband, and of course all of that's now been off the table, so it's kind of normal to be at home so much, but actually it's also quite lovely at the same time as well, so to be honest, I can't complain. Hey, everybody is here. Oh, the Americans have all cruised in. Hey, guys, so good to see you. Getting nippy in Georgia. Does it ever get nippy? What's nippy, Patty? What's nippy in Georgia? So when she says nippy in Georgia, you're probably saying it's gone from, 90 degrees down to 74, which is like in our parlance about 25 degrees. Now, to be fair, they are forecasting 25 degrees here in the Bay today, so I can't complain at that. So that will be very, very cool. So that is also good. Oh, and Pauline's here, and you always take your knitting to appointment. Yes, so do I. I've always gotten, and in fact, this is my Shoji's jammed in this bag. This is one of the bags that I take and use for my, I always have a go project bag. Any chance of a good sightseeing trip around Napier? Oh gosh, I hope you don't mean now. Well, I'm in Hastings right now, Alison, actually. I'm not in Napier. For those geographically, it's the 60s, Patty. Oh, that is actually nippy for Georgia. So that's for everybody. That's the high teens for us in Celsius land. For those that don't know the geography, because I do know I have a number of internationals in chat at the minute, we have twin cities. So we're in an area that there are two almost identically sized cities, which are only separated by about 10, 15 kilometres between the two. So we're in a twin city situation here, and I'm in the other one, from the one where I work and live. So Napier, which is where Skeinz and I work and live, is on the ocean, and Hastings is inland. And Hastings is known for, this has actually been the rural hub of Hawke's Bay. So this is where it's always been the centre for farming, for agriculture. It is lovely. It is really, really lovely here. And the one thing Hastings is known for is, hence the Blossom Festival, is its blossoms, because this particular area is the heart of fruit growing for the North Island. So Central Otago is the huge big fruit growing area in Scotland. Hastings is the huge big fruit growing area for the north, and of course the other thing that's all around this area is vineyards. That's the thing that we're really known for here as well, is all our wine. So we're very lucky, actually. And so Napier it has its Art Deco and its oceans, and yeah, they have blossoms and food and vineyards and lots of really wonderful things here in Hastings. And the big thing that both cities share is some pretty incredible architecture post earthquakes. So, and when I say earthquake, I mean 1931, not 1998. So yes, so that's what we've got there. Well, 2000, wasn't it? Oh wait. Right, I'm going to get going. I know this is a very short one, but as I said, I am in the car, and I need to, unless anyone has any burning questions that they need to ask me, but yes, I better go and check up on my little chap and see how he's getting on with his appointment. And I will be back definitely. I would definitely be doing the newsletter. So as I said, Albertine is back in stock. That's great news. The cozy, actually the new cozy and snug colours, they have been going really, really well. We've been delighted at how well they're going, and the stock, there's still plenty of stock there, and a number of those colours actually do work with the Whisper Fine. So the Shoji that I was knitting that I showed you there is done with a combination of Whisper Fine and cozy, and there are some of the new colours actually also work with those colours really well, so that's loads of fun. So that's a good thing to do if you're wanting to try out some double stranding. And we are waiting, we've got some new yarn honestly in the mix. It has just landed in the country, but we're just waiting for it to clear customs and get down to us. We're so excited about that. So that hopefully will definitely be here for next month, so that will be good news. Sharon, best yarn for Nora's Geiger. Oh gosh, hold on, you're going to make me look it up now. Here we go, Geiger cardigan. Just looking it up, Sharon. It's one that I don't know. Oh, yum! That is so cute. Right, I'll put this up on the so you guys can see it. That is so cute. I've not seen that. Yeah, Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. It's saying, yeah, that is so nice. Just sticking it up on here for everybody so they can see it. There you go. Right. Let's have a little look at this together, shall we, Sharon? What have we got here? I have to say, I prefer looking at these things on the Brooklyn Tweed website. They're much easier to view. Good sizings. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to. So Arbor, yeah, that's right. And I've got a funny feeling that's woolen spun too, the DK. So you've got a whole heap of options here, to be brutally honest with you. Let me check the gauge. Where's our gauge? Tick. Pattern specs. Yep. Yeah, so no, I know we're actually already in the newsletter. 23 stitches. Okay, so I actually think the Albertine that's just come back into stock would look amazing in that. If you're wanting that yellow too, and the Midnight Sun would look incredible. Also, too, that 23 stitch tension, and obviously Arbor. So you've got the Albertine, which I think will be great. So to be fair, any of our standard DKs, I think will be a goer with that. And the Albertine would be good. I mean, the flight would be good. Or you'd have a really good firm tension on that. So all big tick boxes there. I'm also inclined, I'm going to throw a wild card mix. If you're wanting to go warm and fluffy, Bohemia. Oh, woof. But my wild card into that mix, if you're wanting something that's a little bit lighter, and it would work because both of these yarns are grippy, so there's two I'm going to throw in there. One is Southlander Sport, because I know I have knit to that temp using Southlander Sport, and because Southlander Sport is a yarn, that slightly looser gauge on it, you don't have issues with wear, and the gauge that was there was close to pretty much what I did my pop crop cardigan in, and actually the Goldwing. I knitted the Goldwing on a 3.75mm needle, and got that gauge. So you might just need to obviously shift your needle size down a little bit, but I had no issues with that, and I'm just thinking it will give you a lighter fabric cardigan. So, and knowing the construction that Nora does, that shouldn't be a problem. Just check, as long as you can get your gauge and your row gauge, you should be quite good, and it will hold. The Southlander Sport will hold with its structure. Conversely, the Cozy is another one too. So you could actually play around with that if you wanted it sort of a slightly lighter fabric. A little bandit would work as well, and obviously any of the DKs and any of the stables, whether they be bandit through to flight through to would work fine. The one caveat I would say with the lighter weight is don't go Bohemia light on this, and there's a very good reason for that, and that is because of the possum content. The possum needs to have a firmer texture to actually allow it to bloom but keep it into play. So anything that's a softer yarn, you don't want to be you don't want to be pushing the boundaries onto gauge. But if you were actually wanting to play around and actually get that beautiful fuzz and that halo, you could actually do I'm double stranding Cozy and Whisper Fine and knitting it on a 4mm needle right now and getting 22 stitch tension for Shoji, and that's the sort of texture that I'm getting. So you could actually do that texture on the Geiger if you wanted. It is a matter of doing the experimentation, seeing if you get the gauge, and actually allow it and enjoying it. Remember, we've got to enjoy it. That just, you know, if you, and don't be afraid to do that swatching. And if, you know, if you're not feeling the swatch, if you do the swatch and you look at it and you think, and I mean, I'm not just talking straight square swatch either. I mean, I will often take, I'm picking that Nora's got a chart in that pattern. She generally is pretty good with charted patterns. So I would take a swatch of a pattern piece, and usually I take like a chunk or a bite of the chart and actually knit a swatch up with that charted portion, and have a look and see how that it looks, and then yeah, see how it feels. I think, oh great, you're in Queensland. Yes, okay, well if you're in Queensland, I would definitely look then at those potentially, because that will give you a lighter fabric, and it will give you that lovely lay often that you need. And I know in Queensland, you know, you often need things at the beginning or the ends of the day in the winter, but you don't necessarily need it all day. So yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, and you just, so just, yeah, and just sort of, yeah, Stephen West says, Pauline, don't stress. Yeah, you don't want to stress, honestly. Yeah, I mean, as Ethan said Thursday, you know, we do the knitting because we love it, it makes us happy. So make sure it continues to make you happy. That's really important. See, the hard part I'm going to have now is that I'm knitting the Shoji, and then I've got this other, I have, honestly, we got an advance lot of this new yarn. They air freighted some out to us, and there's one person in the chat that's had these sticky paws on it and already knitted several garments in it for us ready for the launch, and it is utterly divine. I have been very disciplined because the box is sitting literally right under my desk, like right near where I sit, and I keep looking at it because I just think, oh, I could dive in there and cast something on. But I'm being good. I'm being very, very disciplined because I'm not one to have lots of whips. I do actually like having only a couple of things on the go at a time. Yeah, I have to say, very tempting. Very tempting. Right, I'm going to go. I have just seen that I've had the word from the young man next door to go up and get him. So I will talk to everybody again on Thursday, and hopefully I've got a bit more progress on the knitting front and some new yarn to show you. Fingers crossed. And also fingers crossed for everybody Waikato North today, that you at least get some good news and you're able to get a little bit more freedom of movement. And I'll let you know from tomorrow, or in fact, Claire may have even loaded it up already if you're lucky. But we are putting in just to see through the weekend, because you know we are going to be closed, and that's not very, you know, we're taking 4 days off. We are doing freight free for orders over $50 for domestic New Zealand orders only. So if you are in New Zealand, and particularly if you're wanting to get an order out, a quick, especially if you're in the North Island, a quick cheeky order out for you in time for the long weekend, jump on the and get yourself in. And I think she's doing it so it just automatically loads. If you spend over $50, you may note that your freight has disappeared, and that will be why. So that's just a little springtime gift for you from us. And don't forget as well, also All Fine is still on sale until the end of the month. So do stock up on that if you've got some baby knitting or some finer weight knitting that you want to do for the spring and the summer. Okay, that's me. I need to get going. I better go and get this kid. He'll ring me next, and that will be embarrassing. All right, take care, everybody, and I will see you again on Thursday. Bye.